Are you a surveyor or maybe a student developing surveyor and you're struggling with AutoCAD? You find it difficult maybe to align your text, or you find it difficult to extend your line, or you want to add a custom paper to your AutoCAD and you find it those difficult. Congratulations, because in this tutorial I'm going to be solving all this problem. So in this tutorial you're going to learn how to extend your line without any issues. Because sometimes you have problem using the extend tool, so I'm going to teach you alternative to that. You're also going to learn how to align your text to anything you want to align it. Instead of using the rotation tool, there's another thing you can do, and I'll be showing you in this tutorial. You're also going to learn how to do layouts, PDF export, and adding custom um, paper sizes to AutoCAD for printing. You will also learn how to do simple calculation on AutoCAD and apply these calculations to your drawing. And also you're going to learn how to draw professional arrows, and even a lot more that you'll be learning in this tutorial. Hi, my name is Michael Olaiga, and in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you practical AutoCAD techniques that surveyors and geomatics engineers use in their drawings. I'm not going to be showing any complicated things. It's going to be very simple, straightforward, you know, very easy. If you find this useful, give me a like. If you find anybody, if you know anybody that needs something like this, share it to them. And of course, subscribe if you want me to make more content like this. And if you have any complicated issue with your AutoCAD or anything that I have been giving you a headache, just leave a comment down in the comment section. If you have anything that can be helpful for anybody, just put it also in the comment section. Be an idea or a better way you can do something. Because I have no Mr. No, there might be some mistake in the tutorial. But if you know a better way these things can be done, leave it in the comment section. Without further ado, let's get into it. So we'll just open up AutoCAD. So I'm using Autodesk LT 2019. That's what I'm using here. Autodesk AutoCAD Lite version 2019. That's what I'm using. So I'm not going to be doing tutorial on how to install it, because I want to assume that you already have this installed in house. If you don't know how to install it, check out videos on how to do that. Maybe I will make videos on it. But for now, let's stick to the tutorial. So now I'll just do an overview of the entire interface. So generally, this is what we have. So for this tutorial, I'm just going to be talking about the important tools that we use. When you open your AutoCAD like this and you want to create a new file, you can come here to create new, but if you're creating new from here, it's going to be asking you for template and all those things. And in this tutorial, we don't need those. You don't need those. Same with this. So what we are just going to do is we are just going to click this plus icon. So here we have the home, we have the ribbons, the ribbon tab. So we have home, we have insert, we have annotate, we have parametric, we have view, manage, output, collaborate. In this part, we are just going to be using mostly these three: home, insert, and annotate. And in the home tab, we can see we have the different two panels. So here we have draw, which you use to draw general. And so we have line here, polyline, circle, arc, and the rest. And we have modify, which you use to modify what you draw. Then we have annotate, which is, you see, we have another tab here. We have another ribbon here, which is annotate. We have a summary of the annotates here. Here you can put in text into your drawing. You can put dimension and other things. Then we have another tab here, layers. So here you can put your drawing into layers. So surveyors use it a lot, but in this tutorial, I'm not going to be talking about it. And then we have insert here. We want to insert something. I'm not going to be talking about that too. And we have properties, we have groups, we have utility, we have clipboard. We're not going to be talking about most of this. In this tutorial, we are only mostly going to be working with this draw and modify. Because I want this to be as short as possible and talking about just the important things. So we also have this here, the command panel or the command line. This is your friend. When it comes to AutoCAD, this command line is your friend because you'll be using it a lot. You need to be paying attention to what is going on in it. We are going to be putting some commands here as we go on in this tutorial and other things. So let's go into the part 2. So now let's get into some real work. Now let's look at the common tools that we use. Number 1, line. So as the name says, you're using a tool for constructing line. So when you do your construction and you want to exit this tool, what you are going to be pressing is escape. So you press escape. Your line is typically for construction of lines, as you can see here. The second one we have here is polyline. Your polyline is also for construction of lines, just like the line, but it is more of construction of polygon. The polyline is used for polygons, while a line is used for lines. So what's the difference? As you can see, when you construct with your polyline, all the lines are joined together and all the lines are one entity together. Yeah, it forms a polygon generally. But for your line, the lines are independent entities. While for a polygon, the whole constructions is one entity. All your lines are together and not individual. So we also have I'm just going to be touching the major tools. We also have offset. And to use this tool, there are two ways you can do it. But I prefer to use this very simple method. Just come to your command and type offset. As you can see, brings it out here. You click it. So after clicking the tool, you can see we have specify offset distance or. So I'll just say let's say 2 meters. And it says select object to offset. Let me say this object. Now you specify if you are offsetting it outside or inside. If you bring your cursor outside, it comes outside. You bring it inside, it comes inside. Let's say I'm doing it outside. So let's do that also for the line. I select the object. You can see for the line is only offsetting the line that I picked. So that's just your offset. Then we have arch. For arch, let me just escape and then come to my command panel and type. So you can see as I click on the tool, it's already bringing out another ribbon, arch creation. So this ribbon, this is where you set the kind of arch you want, the transparency, the pattern you want, and everything. So I will not be doing those. So I will just pick this. You can see here it automatically puts in arch into this particular polygon. So that's just how to use it. When you are done, you click this close arch creation. And that's it. The next thing we are going to be doing is units. I just press your N here, you come here and click units. So it brings out this tab, this extra window. unit window. This is where you set your unit, how you want your specification for your drawing. So here we are going to the type. We'll be choosing decimal. We're leaving out decimal. For the precision, I'll be going with 3 decimal place. For the angle, in surveying we don't use decimal degree, we use degree minutes, seconds. For the accuracy, most times our accuracy is 2 minutes. If it is on engineering, this is just your normal cadastral. You'll put it in degree minutes. Then the units, we'll set this to meters. Then your direction has to be north. Okay. So, and then you check your clockwise. Check this clockwise. So, when you do your survey on the field, you move clockwise, not anti-clockwise. So, you want to click this clockwise. So that's generally how to set your drawing. You might change your position to the 4 decimal place. For me, I'll leave it as 3 decimal place. Mechanical drawing, this might be in decimal degrees, but for surveying, degree milliseconds. So, okay. So welcome back, guys. Now, in order to actually understand this tutorial, we need to work on a project. We need to work on something. So in order to do that, I have prepared this particular plan for us that we can work on in this tutorial and actually see how all the tools are used and actually use the tools to do something. Let's head over to AutoCAD. To start a new interface, you click this plus icon. First thing you want to do when you are plotting AutoCAD is set your units. So your drawing unit. So we are going to use the unit command. Enter. And we set our drawing unit. Our type for our length is going to be decimal. We'll leave it as decimal. Precision is going to be to 3 decimal place. Our angle type is going to be degree minutes seconds. Our precision is going to be 2 minutes. Then we're going to check this clockwise because the surveying will work clockwise, not anti-clockwise. Then this unit we change it to meters. And then our direction is what is not. Okay. And then, okay. Now that we have sorted our drawing units, we can proceed to plot. But before we start plotting, I also need to introduce us to this little panel at the bottom right here. So there are 2 important commands here for us, which is the snap cursor, the snap tool, and then the orthogonal. We use it a lot in surveying. The orthogonal is going to change your orientation for your drawing to 90 degrees. So your movement will be restricted to 90 degrees, as you can see. To escape, you just press escape. To turn off the tool, press escape. Then we have the O snap, which this actually used to helps you to snap your mouse to the nearest point. Whether it's an end point, it snap you to the center, the node, and all the likes. So any tool here that is blue means that it is turned on. If it is blue, it means it is turned on. So I'm going to leave everything off for now. Now, the first thing I'm going to do here for this plot is plot the first point of the plot, the first point. So to do that, we're going to be using the point command, which is a point, just type point. Now we specify the point, put in our easting and northern. So to move from the first tab to the second tab, you just press the tab icon, the tab key, and that's all. So I press enter. Our point is created, but we don't know where the point is. We want to see the point. So what we do is we set our point type. and we're going to be using the point P type for that. I'm going to send the point type to this icon here. I'm going to change the point size to 0.5 because we are using 1:500 as our scale. And then I'm going to change this to set size in absolute units so that when we zoom in or zoom out, it's not going to affect the point size. Then I'll click OK. Now I need to see my point. I'm still not seeing it. What I'll do is just use the zoom command to do that. So I want to zoom towards to extent. You can see extent in the command panel. Click extent. And now we have our point. So the next thing, I can start plotting now since we have our starting point. So I click the line tool for that. And now I want to start from the middle, but I can see I may not be able to accurately pinpoint the middle of these points. So that's where our snap tool comes in. So I want to use the node and the center. Okay. And that is it. It's turned on. So I come here, click center. Now we have our center. Now we can specify our first line. Our first line is 40 meter, 40.18 meter, 34 degree, 26 minutes. On AutoCAD, your degree is measured from the nearest parallel. As you can see here, we're having 39 d 24 minutes, and just like that to the 180. Then below the quadrant, you have another angle reading. But that's not what we do in surveying. In surveying, we use azimuth. We don't use angles. We use azimuth. We want our angles to be measured from the north. We want it to be measured from the north. So how do we specify that? How do you tell AutoCAD to do that? We use the at command. At. Then we input our distance, which is what 40.18. And then we use the shift less than arrow. Then we specify our angle 34D 26 minutes, and then we'll press enter. So that's our first point. Let me press escape here, and then with my mouse, with my scroll wheel, zoom out. You can use your scroll wheel to zoom out. If you also press down your scroll wheel, you can use it to drag the interface. Press down your scroll wheel. Now, that's our first line, and we want to plot the entire drawing. On my snap tool, I'll come there again to activate endpoint, so that I can snap to the endpoint of this line here. So that will be my starting point. So let's continue. Again, we use our at because we are measuring from the azimuth, and our distance is 7.93, and then our angle is 123D 11 minutes. Enter. So the next line, at, I'll just do that to plot everything. I'll just close it. And that is our plot. So next thing I'm going to do is come here and then extend this line. What I want to do is extend this line just as it is in the drawing. So to do that, I would need to create a line I'll be extending to. So for me, I prefer to use fillet instead of extend to, because sometimes extend to might fail you. Maybe because the distance is too close or something. So I prefer to use fillet. So I'll just type fillet and select fillet here. Select the first object and select the other object. So that's fillet. I also do that for this part. Select, 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 escape, and delete this one. So we have our extension. Next thing I want to do is offset this line above, for the street that is above here. So we're going to be using offset 2 for that. Offset. So we are going to be offsetting this by 1 meter. So you need to specify the side you want to offset it to. So of course the top. I'm going to offset this again by 0.5 meters. I'm going to draw another line behind here. So I can use that for the other road that is here. Using the fillet tool again, I'll extend this line here. So let me delete this one. Now I will offset this line here. And I'm going to be offsetting it by 0.5 meters. Then I'll offset again by 5 meters for the road. And another offset. So we have our road here. So we need to create another road beside the plots around this place. So we have our road is looking like a road. What I need to do next is join this together here. So for this part, I am going to first break this line using the break command. I'm going to all those now. Let me break it to this extent. Delete this remaining part. So I'll just join the loose end using my old snap. Yeah. So we have that. So there's another way you can extend line. You can just click at this node. You can just click at this node and you'll be able to stretch a line. So it's not accurate to do it this way, but you can do it that way too. I'll just do that for you. I'm going to break this line in the middle using the breakthrough. So our road is actually looking like a road now. So now the next thing we want to do is change this line into a broken line. How do you do that? You go to your home panel. On your home panel, you go to properties. And on properties, you go to your line type. Then you go to others. What you want to do is, if you're not seeing it as a default line there, you need to load it. So how do you load it? You come here, then you say load. Now you want to look at the line that matches what you are working with. And we have different lines here. We have ISO dash, ISO dash space. Let me try this. Okay. Let me come here and reduce this. that's too big. We keep checking. Let's try this eating sweats. I think I think this eating 2x is actually very nice. So let me change the other ones also to eating 2x or x2. So now we have our road. Our road is good to go. So from our plot, we can see an arrow here. So let's create the arrows. First, let me break this line so we can have a space to work with. Yeah. Then with our line command, you can see what happened there. I changed the properties to by layer, so I had to change it back to by layer. I had to change it back to continuous. You get. So I go out to my line command, turn on my O snap, then I'll stretch something like an arrow there. Yeah. So that is the arrow head. Now we need this to be block. We need it to be shaded. So the tool we use to shade in AutoCAD is Arch. So you specify where you want to arch. Well, you can see now when I try to arch this place, it's giving me this slash. I need to change it to solid. I need to change something solid. So I change it to solid, and then I also arch the other side. Then close. Then we have our arrow. So our plot is actually looking very nice. Next thing we need to do is label this plot. We need to label this plot. To label our plots, we are going to be using the text icon, and we're going to be using the multi-line text. So when we're labeling, what we want is we want our distance to be inside and our angles to be outside. So just the way it is in what we have. So if you want to activate the degree icon on AutoCAD, what you do is you percentage D. Percentage D. Enter. So our text height, I'm going to change our text height to 0.5. And then we close text editor. There's another problem. We need to, next thing we're supposed to do is align this our text to this line. So how do you do that? You can either use the rotate tool to rotate the text, specify your base point that I've done here, then you rotate, then you submit, and then you can align it. Can do it that way, or the other way you can rotate your text is you right click on your text, you go to properties, bring out the properties panel, you scroll down to rotation, then you set the rotation angle. So the actual rotation angle as we have here is what 1, 2, 3D 11 minutes, but it was giving us 30 minutes when we use the normal rotation. For accurate rotating of text, use this method. Then you press enter and you'll be perfectly aligned with your showing. So that is it. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it everywhere. So the angle for this text here, let me change this text to the actual text here, is 180 degree. There it's So to know the right alignment for this text, because you want to align it to this line of the arrow, we have to check the properties of this line to see the rotation of the line. Let's do that. So we can see it here. 87 degree. Press this calculator icon. It's where you bring it out. So we just copy it from here. And then we come to our text. And then we go to rotation and we paste. And enter. And that is it. So we do that for the other lines. So we try rotating this using that same method, but we have a problem. The text is facing upside down. So we need to make it face upright, to be upright. What do? We come over to the rotation, we click the calculator icon beside it. Then we're going to subtract 180 from that particular angle. Then we apply, and then voila, we have it. So that is it about that. Next thing is we label our roads. Note, if any tool is trying to confuse you, what you do is escape. Just press escape. Don't stress yourself. Press escape and start over again. But that's for that part. So for this street, I'm going to be using text height of 1.0. Very good. So I'll copy this for the other part. This is going to be second survey street. Let's be using superscript for this. And then text height 1. Good. So the rotation of this is going to be the rotation of this line, which is 210, 118. So just the way we have been doing, I'm going to subtract 180 from this to make it sit upright. Then the rotation of this is going to be the rotation of this line. So I'll just put that. So I've successfully plot our plot. So the next thing is to do other formatting. That is maybe as we have here in our plots, we can write all these, put all these writings and everything. Before we can do all these things, we need to first set our frame. We need to set our frame. So the scale we are working with is 1:500. So we'll just multiply 1 millimeter on the paper represents 500 on ground. So what we're going to do is multiply the size of our paper by the scale factor we are working with. So the size of the paper we're working with is working with legal, and legal we are working with is 215.9 millimeter by 355.6 millimeter. So I'll multiply that by 500. So I'm going to specify the distance is 107.95 by 177.8, and that's our frame. I'm going to move this frame using move. Specify the base point you want to move away. Then I'll just put it somewhere that looks centered. So these are our frame. What other things can we do? We can put our labels on it and the like. So I'm going to be using multi-text for that. So let me type in what we have on the plot. So the text size for this, I'm going to be setting it to 2. And then put it in the middle, align center. So next thing we need to do is draw our scale bar. We're going to be using the rectangle tool for that. Because we're working with 1:500, going to the scale bar length, I'll make it 50 meter. So 50 by 2 centimeter, 2 meters, right? So I'm going to create another one, another rectangle, but this time around, the rectangle is going to be 1 meter, 50 by 1 meter. So I'm going to divide this into 5. That is 10 meter. Create another rectangle. 10. I just say -2 so that it can come into where I want it to. And then using the copy tool, then from here, paste, that is it. I need to divide this folder into 5. That is 2 meters. So let's do that. I'll create another rectangle starting from here. It's going to be 2 by 2. Remove this. So what I'll do next is to hash this scale bar, and I'm going to be using the hash for that. Solid as we have before, and then we pick the points we want to hash. Let's see exact pattern. That is it. Next thing, we're going to create an extension here. So see where the extension is going to be extending to. I'll just bring this here. I think this extension is okay. Zoom out. They're using the 90. Other ones here. Just activate perpendicular here. So I'll just delete this rectangle I put there. And the next thing, put in the labels there. So I'm using single line text here. Edge is 0.25. $90. So we have 10 meter here. We align this well with this. I think it's okay like that. So just use the copy. I'm going to use the tip of this as my chase point. This is going to be 30 meters. You hold the mouse of the scroll wheel, drag to drag the interface. You hold the mouse and the scroll wheel and then drag. This is going to be 10, so maybe that's 10. It is 7 meters. Okay. It's going to be 4 meters. And this is going to be 10. Now our skill bar is ready. The next thing to do is to input area into this. So we need to get our area from this drawing. So in order to do that, I'll be using the polyline to draw the boundary all over again. So we have this polyline, this polygon. So now, how do you check for the area? Just right click properties, and you scroll down. You can see the area is what 415.914. So let me write that down. 415.914. Or I can just come here, click the calculator icon and copy. So escape and come to this area. Space. And then we have square meters. That works. I'm also going to underline all the text here. And again, for this area is always in red. So I'm going to change it to red. And I think that's all. So that's about that. The last thing I'm going to be doing here, because all the other formats can be done by, you can do it with what you've learned from here so far. Last thing I'm going to be doing here is extending this control point here to have our nothing and extend our not. So to do that, line tool again, and I'll be using the orthogonal tool this time around. And that's it. So I'll use the break tool to break it. So that's it. Let me create the not arrow here. Using the arch. Then so this is what we are having. Now we can decide to put in our external not in here. To do that, what I'll just do is come to this point and copy out my X from here, escape it and paste it here, and rotate it, rotation 0 degree, and you have it. And then next, I do the same thing for the white houses. Copy, Ctrl C, escape, and then come here, paste, Ctrl V, and then you paste it there. Position over, escape. So this is literally how to plot. So finally, last thing we'll be doing in this segment is exporting or printing in PDF. To do that, you come up here at the right top corner, top left corner, sorry. Then go to print. Then here you choose the paper you want to use. AutoCAD PDF, I create it. Now the paper size I want to use is a custom size. It's not the regular size, and it is not in this paper size. Let's say it's not in this paper size, the custom paper size here. Let's say I want to impute my own personal paper size. So for that, you go to properties, then you come to custom paper size, then you say add. Then from here, you press next. Now you specify your width and your length. Our width here, my paper size is what, 215. The actual width, that's what you're putting here, 0.9. And then the height is what, 355 and 6. And we press next. So now we want there to be some margin at the top. So we just do the last stitching and then next. Then what's the name we want to put it? Okay, let's say my paper size. Then next, then finish. So here we have it, my paper size. My paper size. So here you choose window. Then we specify the length of the window we're working with. Then center the plots. We change it to portrait. So we know that it is portrait. And that is it. Let's preview to see what we have. So this is it. This is what we'll be having at the end. So we can save. And that is it. So what we have done so far is everything. So what we have done so far is just plot and everything. But if you notice, normal plot is always in blue color. So how do you change everything to blue color? Just come to your layer. This is your layer panel here. And this is your default color, white. So what we do is change our default color to blue. Okay. And everything automatically changes to blue. So we can come here again, come to print, choose our paper size. Okay, choose our paper size. We also see our paper size. I have to come back here to the type of this thing we choose, and then review. We have this. We have this. And here, there you have it. There's something still missing in this. Our boundary is supposed to be in red. Let me just change that real quick. By layer, I'm going to change it from here. By layer to red. Yeah, escape. There you have it. So an assignment for those of you guys watching. So we've done the major thing in this plot. We've done the major thing. Check out for anything that is missing in this plot. Let me know in the comment section. And then style it the way I styled this. Put your custom plan number and the other details as I have done in this below here. So thanks for watching this video till the end. I hope these tools and these ideas help you to work faster and smart. If you find this video helpful, give me a like. Just press the like button down. You know somebody that might be able to that will need tools like this and ideas like this. Share this video to them. If you have any better ways these things can be done, or you have any question for me or suggestions for me, you can drop it in the comment section. Also, I'll be leaving my contacts in the description in case you want to reach out to me, and my community link will also be in the description. You can join and you can drop your ideas in the community. And finally, for a thank you for watching this long, I have created a PDF that contains essential tools surveyors use, their uses and the shortcuts on AutoCAD. So I have the PDF in the description. Grab it now in the description. Yeah, grab it now. So thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.